Hey, you want to see a cool weed? This is a cool weed. Check it out. All right, so from the taproot to the leaves, eaten as a spring vegetable, it's in the mustard family, to these sort of seed pods. See these little heart-shaped triangular seed pods? That's what gives its name. Hi, I'm Dave with Herbalogic, and this is shepherd's purse. And it's really cool from the fact that it is edible. It is proto-carnivorous. It's a good way to think about one of the hexagrams in the I Ching. Stay with me on that one. And it's got a really cool Latin name. So let's talk about shepherd's purse. And if you've got any cool weeds around you, I would love for you to put it in the comments because I'd love to hear what you've got. Okay, so first off, it is edible. The greens on it are often sautéed and eaten. It is in the mustard family, so yeah, they taste a little bit peppery, but I found this one in the alley next to my garage. Not exactly where I'm going to be sourcing my lunch. Can eat and should eat are different. All right, that said, it's proto-carnivorous, which means that it has, okay, so the seeds, when they get wet, exude this mucilage, which attracts and then traps, immobilizes these little flatworm nematodes, right? Which then some of them die, and there's a really good chance that they then get decomposed and enrich the soil around the rhizosphere, the area around the root, which might feed the plant. They have some aspects of carnivorous plants, but not all of them. That is really cool. Now, how does it relate to the I Ching? Okay, so hexagram 47, which should be up there, what you can see is in the middle, that is mu, that is a tree, right? Or it could represent a plant, and then it's got that sort of enclosure around it, right? And so a lot of times this kun, this character, gets translated as adversity, right? This sort of plant growing in a constrained area. And every time I see one of these things, and this goes for a lot of weeds, right? They're growing up out of a crack in the sidewalk, right? It reminds me that sometimes seeds fall into places where it's difficult to thrive, but they still do. And I keep thinking if they can, we can. What about the name Capsella bursa-pastoris? Capsella just means little capsule. It refers to the seed pod. And bursa is a purse. And pastoris refers to shepherd. So bursa-pastoris literally means shepherd's purse. But what's cool about that is the bursa part. Because if you've ever had bursitis, you had the inflammation of a fluid-filled purse. If you've ever paid your tuition bill, you paid a bursar, one who holds the purse. And if you've ever gotten paid back on your mileage, you got a reimbursement, the return of the purse. And all of this fun coolness just in the alley. That's awesome. All right, this is Dave with Herbalogic. Thanks for watching.